Hello, this is Allison Church. Hope you're having a good day, and I apologize for the lateness of this reaching the web pages. Our power went out today, and like most things in life, you don't realize how important lights are until they're gone. So I spent most of my time in the dark learning how to apply makeup. It's not fun. Oh my god. Eyeshadow by a flashlight is like an Obi-Wan Kenobi thing. I'm wearing my $6 Million Man shirt today in honor of one of the best damn TV shows I watched when I was a kid. Now, you youngsters out there are probably going, $6 Million, what? Nowadays, $6 Million wouldn't cover one of his eyelashes. He'd be like the $6 trillion man or something like that. But basically, it was a story about an astronaut back when we had a space program. And he was an old Apollo fictional astronaut. Fictionally walked on the moon and all that. And had an unfortunate accident, which took away an eye, an arm, and both of his legs. And they repaired him with this science that was budding and becoming very promising in the 70s called bionics. So he was a cyborg. And he was played by actor Lee Majors. I met him once. Oh my god. It was on a cold February day. And I went to one of my little nerddom things that I just love doing. And to my broken heart surprise, there he was, sitting at a table, and nobody was talking to him. Now, see, Lee Majors, he was a pretty big movie star in the late 60s, 70s, and 80s. I remember watching him when I was a kid on a Western series that I guess was probably a competitor with Bonanza called The Big Valley, which starred Barbara Stanwyck and a few other people, and he played on that, but he was blonde. Lee Majors did not look good as a blonde. He looked very plastic Ken Barbie. I guess they went for that stuff back then. Then he went and did the $6 Million Man. And I loved all 5 years, all 5 seasons, even the hokiness that they did, because, every series runs out of ideas. And then he did The Fall Guy, which I have to admit I wasn't much of a fan of. Movie studio stuntman by day and private investigator by night. That's stretching it for me. That'd be like being a gynecologist by day and a superhero by night. What would they call that guy? G-Man? But yeah, it was fun meeting him. I went up to his table. He looked up. He was like, he was reading a book. He looked up and he was surprised somebody was there, so it must have been a while since he had somebody come up and talk to him. And I was wearing this shirt. And he looked down at it and he goes, I like your taste in t-shirts. And it surprised me because, you always hear him on TV and he always sounds so confident. Oh, he played Ash's father in the Netflix series Ash vs. the Evil Dead too. So that probably puts it up for the youngsters who like watching horror and stuff. They can probably make a connection now. But he was very soft-spoken, and to a certain extent, like me, when you think too much, you stutter. When you're stuck on a word and you gotta like a scratchy record, you gotta just bump it to make it go to the next track. And I looked at him and I chose my picture that I wanted him to sign. And he signed it and everything, and he gave it to me, and he looked like he was just getting ready to go back down to read his book, because he realized that the crowd didn't know who he was, which I thought would never happen. And I bent down And I made him lock eyes with me. Very nice blue eyes, by the way. And I put out my hand, and I asked politely if I could shake it. He shook my hand, and I looked at him in the eye, holding tight to his hand, and I said, I want you to know, sir, I'm very honored and buzzed to meet you today. You were a great hero to me when I was a child. And he kind of smiled, and I guess he didn't know what to say. I mean, it was a cold February day, so he looked at me, looked at my coat, and said, try to keep warm. I wish there could be a way at the end of a actor's career or a performer's career, or hell, even mine, where when we get to that point where the only thing we have are our memories and our legacy, that someone could come up to me and said, or say, you know, at the darkest point in my life, when I was looking for hope or needed something to take my mind away from reality, you were there. I would, since I'm a hugger, I'd probably hug him to death. And I'd probably cry like a baby. Lee Majors didn't cry, but I could see that his eyes were getting misty. It was nice for a grown-up adult to be able to tell her superhero when she was a child that he mattered. Yeah, it was a good moment. I will come back tomorrow and let you know if, well, let me step back a minute there. Tomorrow I am going to talk to somebody that my doctor referred me to help burn off all my man hair. Because that's one of the top things I have to do on my to-do list so that I can schedule my operations. I don't know how long it's supposed to take, but I've given myself, and she said it was reasonable, a 6-month window to make sure that I'm physically, mentally, and all that blah, blah, blah stuff that I have to do. Because the insurance companies make them do it. But anyway, I'm going to talk to somebody about burning off my hair. And since I am going to also do a top surgery one day, I'm just going to have them tear all that, rip all that stuff, burn that stuff out too. Then of course there's this. You can't see it because I kind of double dip when I shave, and then I use a razor, electric razor, and then I cover it up with beard concealer. It's kind of a cross-dressing trick, and it blends in well with regular makeup. But I will call you tomorrow. I will get in touch with you guys tomorrow, and I will share with you, I hope, that I have an appointment to go, fry my follicles. Ooh, that sounds so dirty. But, so, I appreciate the words of courage that you give me, and the fact that some of you think that you think that I'm important. It's nice to hear, but I really don't think I am. There are people out there worth a hell of a lot more than me. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and I thank you for your words of kindness. And I hope and pray that you are happy. So, this is Allison Church, and this has been Allison Through the Looking Glass, wishing you all happiness, joy, and fulfillment. Good night.